Hello and welcome to Terra Nil. I have not been back in quite some time, but my goodness, do I love this game. This game, it's fairly remarkable when it comes to games. I truly enjoy it and believe it's something special. Not because it's bug-free or immensely complicated. It has bugs, and it's fairly simple until you get further along, that is, farther down the line. The music, I think, might be the thing that I love the most about this game. I don't know who the composer is. I should probably look them up. Maybe I will, actually. And so I can tell you down in the description. But I thought today we would start a brand new journey. You saw there I selected a new profile. This profile here with 60%. I did the whole game. I completed the game. It's just that the achievements with this game are very, very in-depth. And I'm thinking maybe we try for all perfects. Perfect everything. All achievements. Terra Nil. So, I did want to come in here and just search and see. I actually didn't know that it starts you out as a gardener. I kind of forgot that. I played through on ecologist. That was my route before, but I think this time we're gonna go with custom. I kind of want to leave these things as they are. Recycling when out of resources. No. Building unlock objectives. Tutorials. Let's turn tutorials off, actually. Contextual hints. Ability, pop-ups, and tooltips. We'll turn those off as well for a little bit of extra challenge and immersion. I think everything else should be quite nice. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're okay on the volume. Man, this music is bringing me back. Here we are, inside the game. This is a game, as you can tell, that relies heavily on its audio and more than visual cues. Listen to the wind scrape over this barren plot of alien land, decimated. Man. It's gonna walk us through the controls, even though I selected no tutorials. I'm not sure why that would be. A turbine. Let's see. placement noises are just as delectable as I remember them being. Now, I wanted to tell a story as we dive into Terra Nil here. That's not just simply just about Terra Nil. I wanted to tell the story of a young boy. A young boy born in the year of 2001. Just after the cusp of the new millennium. Now this boy, he experienced much of the 2000s. The earliest bits were chopped off due to being not logged on yet, as they say. And this boy had a very, very good childhood in rural, deep, deep rural Montana. His town became less rural over time as he grew and raised into a young man. His childhood was focused mostly on nature, his parents being deeply integrated with the local scene of granolas, hippies, and the like. Now, this boy, upon logging on, established much of a peace within himself, being so fortunate. He would learn later on just how fortunate he actually was. Unbeknownst to him, in those early years, the world was a dangerous, scary, immense place where people suffer. He didn't like that people suffered. He hated it. He really did. But he also didn't sit on his laurels. He went out and enjoyed that nature and the wilds, capturing insects, hunting animals, observing the birds and the deer and the bears. The bears are scary, as anyone from Montana can tell you. Mama grizzlies do not mess around. Now, this boy, as he aged, became increasingly aware of a revolution happening. Happening. Of a revolution of sorts. Of one quite juxtaposed to his current worldview. Quite juxtaposed indeed. We've unlocked environments. Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess? How long? Where was this story going? Technology. Technology was slowly and ever so slowly creeping towards global abundance. Now this boy, who had known the dirt and the mud, and the leaves and the flowers and the trees and the mountains and the lakes and the rivers and the fish and the animals, was perplexed when his friend, his best friend, I might add, when his best friend introduced him to the Nintendo Wii console. Yes indeed. Now, it was cool. It was cool at first for this boy to see just what was out there. He knew some of what was out there, as his father had introduced him to the Xbox 360 before. But that was mostly obnoxious, loud, intensely masculine games that dominated this market and that had been introduced into my life from the start. But when I saw the Nintendo Wii, I changed my tune a little bit at a time. Not for anything that I saw my friend had. Besides maybe one game, Deadly Creatures. Does anyone remember Deadly Creatures? I liked Deadly Creatures, despite it also being the epitome of hypermasculine and outrageous. I was a fan. I didn't know games could be about creatures, about nature. Didn't know that computers and nature could draw inspiration from each other, and have drawn inspiration from each other. If you think about it long enough, computers are actually nature themselves. In a way, derived from nature, but yet made by man, shaped and remolded by him to his bidding. And only to his bidding, he thinks. And with this comes the true epitome And with this comes the true crux of our problem for this young boy. Where did video games fit into his life? As he got slightly older, he encountered more and more games in his daily life. He convinced his grandmother and Santa to get him a Wii for Christmas. Not in 2006, that's for sure. As anyone who knows, Wii's were not especially common for the first 2 years of their actual release in the West. But once I got my hands on one, I was hooked. There was just enough nature games to keep me interested for a long time. Namely, Spore Hero. Talk about impeccable art design and creation. Understanding of what makes a game pretty, what makes a game cozy, what makes a game relaxing, enjoyable, calming. Terra Nil is definitely that game. I love this game. It's so good. Now this boy, as he got older and older, this technology increased and expanded ever so quickly. Began to wonder just how this was all connected. If you wanted to spend time out in nature, how would he do that if he wanted to also play games about nature? I know that I'm leaving more gaps in commentary than would be otherwise advisable. But I think this game's music just needs to speak for itself sometimes. Sometimes I find myself playing this game and just zooming in to a particular point in the map, just letting it play while I dream about the yellow-tinged patina of the early 2000s to mid-2000s. Now, as this boy aged into his teens, things got even more difficult. Maintaining both of these coexisting qualities was difficult. Very, very difficult. Maybe it wouldn't be difficult to some of you out there who can see grayscale in more abundance. But me? I was raised by the black and white. As the boy turned into a man of some kind and graduated from high school and onwards, he became ever increasingly aware of the stark contrast between these two things coexisting as one. The irony, even, of games made in the image of nature. On one particular trip, this now a man traveled to the Oregon coast to live in a wall tent with his friend. While living the hard life on the coast, he dreamed every night, or most nights, of this haunting soundtrack that you're listening to right now. Man, it's so good. It's so good. He would awake from his slumber The coastal rains pounding down on the wall tent's roof. And suddenly, this track cuts through the noise. I think this may be one of the coziest games of all time. And now that we've fully escaped most of the tile here, I think it's time to start burning some stuff. Let's see. I forget, what do you need to be able to burn this? Oh yeah, it needs electricity. Okay. That'll work. Now that fire is gonna take every building in this whole corner here. As some dramatic music cuts in, that's very funny. Ah, it's so good. This game is so special, man. It's so beautiful. Now that we have some of these charcoal plots, we can go ahead and install a few of those. Oops. Okay, yes, I keep forgetting. We need the brush, the Finbos environment, which is essentially a shrubby flower shrubland. Very similar to what you'd find back where I'm from, in Montana. Lots of flowering shrubs with bigger coniferous forests nearby. That fire is spreading very far. Okay. I think next we do need to start bumping all of this up. This Finbos. So let's come here. And let's get a few of that going. something just like this. And then we can move on to plant a few seeds on the edge here. We just want those flowers to edge right by the conifer forest. There we go. Typically in this game, you're actually wanting to not just fill up these bars over here, but you're actually looking to fill them up with lots of gaps in between. As in, you don't want too much of an environment all in one spot. Like this is about as big as I would go right here. You want lots of texture and variety, small patches in between each other. Now, once we hit rainfall on this map, it should reveal it should turn over every tile that's remaining into a green tile. But in order to make it rain, we actually have to increase the humidity quite a lot. If you see here, through research building, this allows us to see all of these, and as well as our humidity level. Reminds me of all those high school science classes, earth science in particular. Really thought I didn't have tutorials on, but it does seem that I do. Can we change that? Options. Gameplay. Why are we... Yeah, what's going on here? We had a whole custom stack. Maybe I didn't hit the correct button. That would sound like me. That would sound like me, for sure. Okay, let's see here. We do have the cloud seeder. And we're just gonna look for the highest percentage. That's pretty dang high. But that is even higher. That should give us almost 20% humidity. And you can hear the thunder rumbling there in the distance. That means we have gotten the rain. Amazing. So all these tiles are now going to turn over. And a new theme will take over. As I let you enjoy the rainfall and the music, I'm going to step off to the men's room. I have returned. I'm gonna start with my volume really low, just in case you happen to fall asleep during the rains. Now, Terra Nil is a game about reforming the landscape that was lost to pollution or time. Neglect. Each map, so to speak, starts off as a barren, blank tile for you to restore, supporting diverse ecological niches and biological zones. As you can see here, we still do not have enough Finbos. And there we go. With plant life and climate reestablished, the final step is to construct an airship by which to recycle your buildings. As you remove your presence, encourage fauna to stay by, satisfying their needs, so that they can be the new custodians of this ecosystem. So we must establish a self-sustaining, functioning ecosystem. Not only that, I need to build an animal observatory so that we can monitor if our little animal friends are happy. Many of them look happy, but as soon as we build that, you will know. They're quite picky indeed. They require all of the buildings to be removed from the environment. Now let's go ahead and build that animal observatory. I'm going to place it right next to our airship, because I don't want to actually accidentally recycle it before it's time. Now, as you can see immediately, Rosemary here is very upset. And that's because she's stuck on this tiny, tiny little island. We need to move her somewhere a little bit better. Like across the water here. There. That got her to... Oh, that got her all the way to green. Now let's check in on Poplar, the frog. Poplar here needs more Finbos in his environment. And I think we can give that to him by just laying down few of these, even at a loss, because we are rich in terms of plants, which is the game's currency. Now let's check in again. Poplar is very happy. Amazing. Let's see, who else needs help? Honey the brown bear. Hello, Honey. Hi. Let's see. You would like a little more of everything. That's gonna be very tricky. Do we have? We do. Let's start laying in some logs here so that all of our little critters can extend their ranges if they so choose. Now I'm just gonna keep laying these in anywhere I think a couple of biomes overlap. That's usually a good spot to put one of these. Or if there's land separated from other land entirely by water. Now, let's take another little look. Okay. These bears are still unhappy. There's a tool that you get later on, a detonator, which I actually don't see for this very first level. How are we going to go about increasing the water level? I think the only method available to us is actually this. Which is a little unfortunate because the excavator is slightly invasive in the environment. That did boost the water levels, but maybe not by as much as we would really hope. Let's continue. That ought to help a little bit, I would say. There it goes. Took a while for that to fill in with water, didn't it? Yeah. Look at this. That's what we like to see. All of our optional goals hit. We just gotta work on these couple of critters here. Okay, now you're missing more flowers and forest, actually. What if we drop a few more of these in here along the middle? Does that help at all? That actually did help quite a bit. That's nice. That's very nice. No, gonna take a break from that little corner for a while and focus over here. This brown bear, Honey, needs a log or two, and possibly the excavator. Just like that. Very close, very close. Can we get a little more? Can, but not much. Was it enough? It was not enough. Let's add a log right here, or several. Honey here is still not accepting the way that the land has decided to grow. In the wild, this bear would move across this entire map easily. Here in Terra Nil, they have to make things more bite-sized, which is fine. In fact, I'm all here for it. Let's see, why is there a beaver? You don't have enough of anything that you need, really, do you? Let's move you right here. Oh. Honey decided that they were happy. Oh, look at that. There we go. We have all green. Now, time to continue with our operations. Whoops. Let's see. Let's take some photographs first. And the way that these photographs work is they give you extra points per one if you get multiple species in one shot. So something like this will actually give me multiple stars. Yep. Awesome. So now we just need to go find ideal vegetation, happy beavers, frogs, geese, and wolves. Save that to the handbook. Come right here. Snag that pack of wolves hanging out on the island right here. So now we just need beavers, frogs, and geese. There are some beavers and some geese here. Let's try and get the both of them in one shot. Got it. Awesome. Now, we simply have to continue our recycling journey. By coming in and placing ports for our little boats to swim all the way up and tear down all of the infrastructure that we built to generate this ecosystem. Now we can build a little channel lock here if we want to come up the river with the boat, which I think is a good idea. And then we can place one here. I think to get this one, we will actually have to... That might actually be fairly tricky. Yeah, we might have to open that back up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the excavator. That should work. That will give us access up this channel, to which we can grab that. Nice. That's what we like to see. Right there. Oh yeah. Now we can come in. We actually do need to place one more back there. Or continuing. As well as one more down here in the woods as well. There we go. Now, ideally, later on... Ooh, we have one sad frog. Why are you so sad, my guy? Well, you need more finbos. Well, I can put some over here, but I'm not sure that that will help you. Let's try this. Yeah, that should help our froggy friend, I would say. Come on in. But did it help him enough? Doesn't seem like it did. Let's try... Oh, we are so very, very close here. Come on, Mr. Froggy. Let's see. I think we actually just want to move him to somewhere like this. Yes? Oh, you actually did not like that. What about right here? Alright, this spot has actually an opposite problem of the others. Actually doesn't have enough finbos in the environment for our frog to be happy. About right here. Oh, that's very small. I don't think that's going to work very well. Here. No, that was a silly move. Frog needs the swamp. The swamp and Finbos. I think, for the sake of time, we are actually going to dismiss that frog so that we have a clean, green stack. There we go. Let's continue. Recycling. Right there should work very well. Let's place a few more of these. We should be on our way very soon. Ah, see. This is the thing, though. Alright, Mr. Frog. I'll play ball. Just a little while longer. I think I know a way to get some more Finbos over here. And that would be by burning. We might have to wait until it's not raining. Yeah, I think we will have to wait until it's not raining anymore. Look at all of our little bears down here. Hi there. Alright, for the sake of time, I will, do that. And, of course, it stops raining right then. Let's also do this. And then leave. There we are. We've completed our first map of Terra Nil. I hope that you've fallen asleep by now. And if you have, that your dreams are sweet. Good night, everyone. Good night. Sleepy time. Tonight. Wasteland reclaimed. There we go. A full border.